What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Thursday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Connie, and for those of you watching on YouTube, I had to wear the DeMar DeRozan jersey today. Shout out to the Chicago Bulls. Eliminate the Toronto Raptors last night. Oh, man. At some point, I'll have a lot to say about the Toronto Raptors because this was just a weird season. You never really got a feel for what this team wanted to do, what they wanted to be. Trade deadline, they get Jakob Poeltl, but, he helped for a little bit, but just a strange year, and you've got Fred VanVleet possibly not being back, Nick Nurse possibly not being back. It could be a season of change, which might be a good thing, but it's tough because Fred VanVleet, man, I used to be a Raptors 905 season ticket holder for many years back when they won the championship in 2017. The ring is right there with Pascal Siakam and Fred VanVleet, and 2 years later, they're winning an NBA title. That ring is right there. Raptors fan, obviously. So it's going to be an interesting offseason, but it is what it is. Congrats to DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and the Chicago Bulls. Bulls Heat, you've got DeRozan versus Lowry. So I'm just excited for the NBA playoffs, man. Absolutely. And also, I do want to say thank you to the audio listeners. We're past 1,000 downloads on Substack alone, which is crazy. And we've got Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and I think audio might be becoming a little bit more popular than the video, which makes total sense. It's under 10 minutes. It's snackable. Listen to it on the go. Get the bets. So thank you to everybody who listens, to watches. If you do have a moment, hit the subscribe button in the bottom corner or share the audio links. And let's just keep talking sports because it's been awesome to see, get all the feedback. And again, at the end of the day, winning bets is great. And that's what we're here for, is people want to win bets. But it's just about talking sports. And there's millions of accounts that are going to share like massive wins and massive same game parlays and plus 12,000 wins, and that's not really what this is about. This is about 3 bets every day that you can pick all 3, you can fade all 3, you can parlay them if you like, you can it's just to give you the information. I'm doing the research to say this is what I like, and it gives you a little bit more insight into 3 games. Take one of them on a Tuesday and say, I'm going to put $10 on this one bet because I like it. That's the point. This isn't a lottery ticket betting channel because I want to be here for a really long time. And betting lottery tickets, is great. And if you win $20,000 on a ridiculous long shot parlay, that's cool, of course. The $10 to $10K challenge is cool, but it's not sustainable, frankly. I come from a bankroll management poker background where you bet what you have and you try to do this every single day. So having said that, thank you guys to everybody who follows. Let's get into today's picks. Well, actually, let's quickly recap last night because we had a shitty night. Pardon my French. 1-3 when you include the best Toronto bet. We did hit the Oklahoma City Thunder plus 5.5 or minus 110. That was great. We had the Blue Jays on the run line. They only won by 1 in extra innings. We had the parlay of DeMar DeRozan and OG Anunoby to each record a steal. The Chicago Bulls had like 11 steals, 12 steals, and I think DeRozan was one of the only players. He might have been the only player that played last night that didn't record a steal for the Bulls. Go figure. And then we had the Boston Red Sox on the money line. They got off to an awful start, ended up making it close and lost 9-7. But it is what it is. But again, I do these videos to transition you into Twitter and other things that I talk about. Because if you did follow that, I said a Bulls Thunder parlay is over plus 700, and there's no way that these two teams don't win on the same night less than 6 times. Like if you bet that 7 times, you're gonna break even because it's gonna happen. It happened last night, so we had a half a unit on the Bulls Thunder parlay. So I actually ended up like 3 units on the day because that was a plus 722, almost a 4-1 bet. So if you followed that, we did well. We also hit Matt Chapman, who's just an automatic over 1.5 total bases. We hit that as well. So it is what it is. Let's get into today. It is the second last day of the NHL regular season. There's no NBA tonight, so we're going to take a break from that. I've got one baseball play, but we're going to start with the Devils and the Capitals. New Jersey has something to play for. Washington does not. I am picking the New Jersey Devils to win this game in regulation. It's minus 115. Coming into this game, New Jersey has a chance to win the Metropolitan. That's huge. You'll play a wild card team versus playing the New York Rangers. Carolina is currently first with 111 points. New Jersey has 110. They both play tonight, both playing their final game of the night. The Devils are playing the Washington Capitals, who have nothing to play for. They are 35 and 37 with 79 points, and they've just been on a free fall. They've won 2 of their last 10 games. They just lost 5-2 to Boston. They did beat the Islanders, but previous to that, they'd lost 6 straight to teams like Florida, Montreal, the Rangers, Tampa, the Islanders, Pittsburgh. They've just stopped caring. Yes, it's a home game. Yes, it's the last game of the season, so maybe they do have some added incentive. But the New Jersey Devils want this game. If you finish first, it's a huge advantage going into the playoffs. They have something to play for, and they want to take it. So give me the New Jersey Devils on the money line in regulation. That's minus 115 at DraftKings. The other bet I've got in the NHL is the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers to go under 6.5. This is a big game as well. Just mentioned, Carolina, they want to win this game just as bad because they want to finish first and they want to play a wild card team in the first round as opposed to playing the New York Rangers and the Florida Panthers as well. So the Islanders are done. They've played 82 games. They've finished with 93 points. The Panthers are second in the wild card. They've clinched. They're in. But they have a chance with a win tonight to move to 94 points and overtake the Islanders for first in the wild card. Nothing to, to sneeze at. That's a big deal as well. So having said that, you've got 2 teams that really, really want to win this hockey game, and you've got a total of 6.5, which I like. I'm going under. Starting tonight for the Carolina Hurricanes is suspected to be Frederick Anderson, who's 20-11 with a 2.43 goals against and a 9.04 save percentage. And then on the flip side for Florida, you've got Alex Lyon. Now, he's not necessarily their starting goalie because that's Bobrovsky, but Alex Lyon has been great for Florida this season. He's 9-3 with a shutout, a 2.8 goals against, and a save percentage of 9.14. He is arguably being better than Bobrovsky, although obviously limited time. You could say, yeah, but he's 30 years old. He's got a track record. He's not been bad. Last year, he was with Carolina. He had a 2.93 goals against. He had a 2.75 goals against a few years ago with Philadelphia. He's not a terrible goalie at all. This is going to be a playoff atmosphere. It's the last game for each of these teams. They both want to win, so I'm taking under 6.5 for minus 110 at DraftKings. Our last bet is in Major League Baseball. It's with the Toronto Blue Jays. It's what I know. We're still so early in the MLB season. Things are starting to sort themselves out. So you're going to be seeing a lot of Blue Jays bets, and trust me, it's because I know this very well. If you're not a Toronto fan, if you are a Blue Jays fan, you kind of know where I'm coming from. If you're not, trust that I know where I'm coming from. I like Chris Bassett over 4.5 strikeouts and the Blue Jays to win this game. It's a plus 105 parlay. Now, the Jays come into this game having just beat the Tigers the first 2 games of this series, and you could say, well, sweeps are tough. The Tigers suck, okay? They're 2-9. Jays are 8-4. Bassett has been terrible this season. He's 1-1 somehow, but he's got a 10.61 ERA, and he's had a couple pretty bad outings so far this year. Like I said, an ERA of 10. But I like for him to get over 4.5 strikeouts. He had 0 strikeouts in his first game. He only pitched 3 1/3, but he did have 5 Ks in his last start. Going back to last season, he averaged 8.3 strikeouts per 9 innings. The season before that, 9.1. In his career, he averages 8.1 strikeouts per game. And I think this is a perfect game to get right. It's his 3rd start. He's getting a little bit more comfortable. He's at home. And I suspect he's going to go about 6 innings. I think that's what I'm looking for, a quality start, which is 6 innings. And the Tigers are terrible, so if he can get to 6 innings, I like the odds of him getting to 5 strikeouts or more. Even at 5 innings, I don't mind that number, but it's juicy. It's like minus 200, and then as soon as it moves to 5.5, it goes to like plus 150. Does he get to 6 strikeouts? I don't know, but I like 5. So let's take that and then just mix it with the Blue Jays on a money line parlay just to straight up win this game, because I don't want to push it with the run line or anything like that. They're starting a series tomorrow with the undefeated Tampa Bay Rays. Jays are going to want to get this win because even though they're 8-4, they're already 4 games back of the Rays. So they're going to want to get their 3 games back from the Rays. So they're going to want to get this win real bad because they've got such a big series. They're going to be at home to them. So I like Bassett to have his first really good quality start of the season against Detroit and for the Jays to win this game. So it's a plus 105 parlay. That's at Bet365. Okay, so here is your card for Thursday. I'm taking the New Jersey Devils on the money line in regulation for minus 115 at DraftKings. I'm taking the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers under 6.5 for minus 110 at DraftKings. And I'm taking Chris Bassett over 4.5 strikeouts in the Blue Jays money line for a plus 105 parlay at Bet365. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. Follow me on Twitter at Tyler Connie for more picks and props throughout the day. TikTok and Instagram for just the picks portions, and audio versions available on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Have a great Thursday. This is such a good time of year. As I say every day, let's talk sports.